Hello and welcome to my channel, Love Jekeisha. And as you can tell from the decor, it is the holiday time and I'm so excited. So to cap off this holiday, we are going to have a sip of wine. No, seriously, I'm gonna help you prepare a meal that would be perfect for guests while you're entertaining during the holiday season. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Ta-da! What do we have here? A tray full of veggies. Today we're going to prepare a veggie stew. Now, I'm using in my veggie stew today carrots, celery, mushrooms, zucchini, bell peppers, onions, garlic, and of course we're using two types of mushrooms. We're going to use button mushrooms and portobello mushrooms. And our fresh herb today is going to be the lovely rosemary. It's something about rosemary during Christmas time. It just smells like Christmas to me. So we're going to be using all of these ingredients, creating a hearty stew to greet your guests with as they come in out of that cold weather. Alright, so before we get started, I am going to tell you a couple of the aromatics that we're going to put into our vegetable stew. I have 4 cups of vegetable stock, 1 cup of red wine. I'm actually using a Cabernet, 2 bay leaves, some tomato paste, garlic salt, and some lovely Saucy Q Barbeque Sauce. It's sweet and spicy. I actually let me tell you a little bit about this sauce. It is locally made by a gentleman named Quincy, and I will have his information below. You're more than welcome to reach out to him to get you a bottle. It's absolutely delicious, but it's going to complement this stew and pull it together so well. It's going to add a little sweetness and a little spice at the same time. I have the Worcestershire sauce and flour for thickener, and to finish, we're going to finish our stew with tomatoes. So let's go back to the stove. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of oil to my roasting pan, just so that we can get our vegetables sauteed. Let me start with our carrots. Gonna let our vegetables sit and saute. It's probably gonna take a good 10 to 15 minutes for it to break down. And if you notice, I have these pieces of vegetable cut in pretty nice sized pieces because this is a vegetable stew. I do not want my vegetables to disappear. I want to taste them with each bite. Yum, yum, yum. This is good stuff, y'all. Like, for real. And this dish is really good for your friends that are vegetarian. Not necessarily vegan, but definitely vegetarian. And for those who are also prefer meat, you are not going to miss the meat in this dish. So yeah, our vegetables are getting tender. And you can feel it as you cook when your vegetables are getting tender. You know, it's all about feeling, using your senses when you cook. So as you see, these vegetables have broken down pretty good. I'm satisfied with it. But if ever I'm in doubt, what I do is I take a piece of carrot and now I eat that sucker. All right. So go ahead on and say, what next? going to take these nice al dente veggies and I'm going to put them in a bowl. That's good. You don't have to get all this craziness. Now that we have removed our veggies, we have 2 tablespoons of butter, because I'm a butter lover. No, seriously, we're gonna create a little roux, just a little. Gonna let that butter melt down into our 2 tablespoons of butter. That is still melting down. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of flour. And we really just want to just take the flour taste off here. Pick up a lot of those little bits that we got from the vegetables. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm using a whisk here because we're going to start adding our liquids, and I want my sauce to be smooth. So for my stew, I like my roux to be a little bit darker than this. So we're going to let it cook. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit and let it cook slowly. I don't want this process to be a fast process because I don't want it to burn. I want it to take its time, give me what I need. So I'm going to give it what it needs, time. Now our roux has gotten the perfect color that I wanted. Not too dark, not too light. And I'm going to add 4 cups of vegetable stock slowly as I stir. See all those little bits of garlic and onion that were left in the pan. They're coming up to the surface now. And I chose to use this roaster today because I wanted you to be able to see each process, each step of how the stew comes together. See a little bit of a boil or a simmer. And you just let it alone. Just need some time. Alright, so as you can see, we are starting to get some simmer. That's good stuff. So the next thing we are going to add is our cup of wine. Yay! Did anybody else get excited about this wine going in here? No, just me? Okay. Next, we are going to add our local Saucy Q. Make sure you all order you a bottle of this barbecue sauce. I'm trying to tell you, you will not be disappointed. Our teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Our teaspoon of garlic salt. And our tomato paste. This is roughly about a tablespoon. I wish you could smell how wonderful this vegetable stew has my house smelling right now. Next thing we're going to add is our 2 bay leaves. And I'm going to add a whole sprig of rosemary. And we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes in this nice, wonderful sauce. Just so that those flavors can come together, leaving our heat still at medium high. Right? So now that our stew, the flavors are there, and it's cooking so beautifully, we're going to take love and add our nice al dente vegetables back to the stew. And this time we're going to add our chopped button mushrooms. Give that a stir. Now, many of you know mushrooms cook down, so that's why I'm using the button mushrooms in here to cook along with this stew. At this point, and I wanted them to cook in the stew rather than sauteing them first, simply because they actually serve as a nice thickener. And we're gonna let that go for about 10 minutes. Can you see the pattern here? Everything is about 10 minutes. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. While we're waiting on this to cook, let me talk to you a little bit about how we're gonna serve this. So while we're waiting on our vegetable stew to cook down a little, we are going to serve it over some creamy parmesan mashed potatoes, which I have already done, and they are sitting over a simmering pot, nice and buttery and ready to go. That's what that is back there on the stove. Can you just feel the love in that pot? I hope so, because I put a lot of love into it for you. So 10 minutes has passed, and as you can see, our mushrooms are nice and they're actually cooking up, adding flavor to the dish. And now we're gonna add our portobellos. I actually have cut them in half, and this is actually what I call the meat of the dish. So for those people who say, oh, I need meat, ta-da! We're gonna add these into our stew. They're gonna be nice little chunky pieces. And stir it in. We have a nice thickness going on with this stew. Of course, you can make it thicker if you'd like. You just need to make a little slurry of cornstarch and water, and you can add it, and it'll also serve as a thickener. But we're gonna see what this looks like after we put everything in and it comes together. And if we want it a little thicker, that's when we will do our slurry. If not, we will roll with it the way it is. And we're gonna let this cook now for another 10 minutes. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt because we have added more vegetables to our stew. So make sure you wanna layer your flavors, layer your seasonings rather. So one of the ingredients that I did not mention, I failed to mention, is spinach. I have some fresh baby spinach here. We're gonna add to our stew. So, y'all know that spinach cooks up to nothing, right? And that's pretty much what it's gonna do in this stew. But still gonna add some body to it for you. And some, of course, nutrients. After we stir it in, y'all see that beautiful greenery? Oh my gosh. At this point, you actually can cut your stew down. Cut it down to like a medium low or a low medium, however you want to say it. And we're going to add our zucchini. I have this bowl runneth over. You know how you always say, I want the Lord to bless me and allow my cup to runneth over? This is the type of blessings you are looking for. So we're gonna add this. This is our last vegetable that we're actually adding to the stew as it's cooking. Because zucchini really don't need long to cook. I still want them to have a bite to them, so that's why I put them in. So that's the last vegetable that I have while the eyes are still on. And I'm gonna let this go for maybe 5 minutes. This has been cooking for about 5 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead on and turn off our burners. And with our burners off, we are going to add our lovely Roma tomato that has been seeded and cut up. All right, so we're gonna begin plating. As I told you before, we have these lovely Parmesan mashed potatoes. we're gonna add to the plate. Oh my goodness, do you see the butter and the creaminess? All right, so now that our vegetable stew is ready, I have these lovely creamy Parmesan mashed potatoes. And what I do to my potatoes, I actually just use a bowl of a russet potato. I peel the skin off a little bit, not completely, because I like the taste of potato skin in my mashed potatoes. I boil it until they're tender, and I mash them with a potato masher, add a little butter and Parmesan cheese. I do not add milk to it. For some reason, I just think that I don't want them that creamy, because if my stew has gravy, it's gonna give me just what I need. But because I'm a waste not, want not type of girl, those potato skins, we getting ready to fry them. Yeah, and we're gonna use them as a crunch factor on top of our stew. Can you get excited about that? Okay, I am. Just, that's all that matters. So come on, let's go fry these potato skins. Okay, so this is gonna go pretty fast. Our oil is nice and hot. We're going to drop our potato skins in the oil. Yes, you hear the sizzle. Get some of that crispiness from the hot oil. I'm just gonna let those go. Alright, so our potato skins are nice and crispy. Yes, 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 yes. And because they are fresh out of the grease, we are going to add some salt. Yes, 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 yes. Stuff adheres to whatever you fry better when it's hot and fresh out of the grease. And some chopped rosemary. Potatoes and rosemary, a marriage made in heaven. Yes, they really are. So we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to start plating. We have our lovely Parmesan mashed potatoes, and we're going to go back here to the stove and add the vegetable stew. Set that to the side. And we're going to use these lovely potato skin chips to top our stew. Yes, do y'all hear that crunchy and crispiness? Yes, 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 yes. I am so in love right now, y'all. I can't even begin to tell you. And because we have some extra rosemary, we're going to use it as a garnish on our plate. Now, why stop here with just vegetable stew? So, if you are vegetarian, this is where you can get off the bus. But for those of you who know me, who is not a vegetarian nor vegan, I have also prepared some of my famous honey cornbread that everybody goes crazy for. And I added some nice smoky hog jowl to it. So, I'm gonna get it. Yes, I prepared my cornbread, and it does have lovely pieces of smoked hog jowl. And if people don't know what hog jowl is, you're clearly not from the South. But what it is a smoky bacon. It's salty. A lot of people use it to season vegetables, collard greens, mustard greens, or even green beans sometimes. But it adds a wonderful complex flavor to this honey cornbread. So, and this is how I would serve this to my guests when they come over for the holiday season. I do hope that you will try this recipe. Let me know what you think of it. And I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.